Hello, continuing our recaps of the NBA playoffs. We're going to be talking about day two, which happened on Sunday. We had a couple games there, 4 games on the slate that were pretty much awesome for the most part. A couple blowouts. But let's start off with the game that led to last night. The Warriors defeat the Rockets 95-85 in basically a rock fight. How many games you see in this day and age end underneath 100 points? Not really the case here, but this was the youthful Rockets facing the experienced Warriors. Rockets finishing with the 2 seed, the Warriors finishing with the 7 seed. We all remember a couple weeks ago where Amin Thompson got after it on Steph Curry, and I believe Steph Curry only scored 3 points, only made 1 field goal. Tough night for him a couple weeks ago, but that was not the case tonight in this game. Steph Curry had 31 points. Jimmy Butler added 25 points and 7 rebounds. The Chef and the Butler doing it again. As long as those guys, as I thought, it's only game one, but I thought in this series, the possessions is where it's going to matter. And despite the Rockets controlling the boards in this game, I feel like ultimately Jimmy Butler or Steph Curry are going to make enough of those possessions when it's late or early and get enough good looks. And that was the case of this game. Those were 2 guys were just taking turns, really putting it on. And in the second quarter, it was a 29-13 quarter in favor of the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry and Butler combined for 17 points of the 29 points for the Warriors in that quarter. And really broke the game open. Steph Curry had a crazy wing corner 3 towards the right side of the court over Jalen Green, where Kevin Harlan lost his mind. And that's pretty much the game. Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler just controlling and manipulating this game. Sengun was the bright spot for the Rockets with 26 points and 9 rebounds. When Houston goes big with their size, with Sengun and Adams, they control the boards. And they get after it. Sengun's a monster on the inside, can't be stopped on that end. In that second quarter, where the 29-13 quarter in favor of the Warriors, Sengun and Brooks scored all 13 points. Nobody else scored for the Houston Rockets. In this series, it was just basically going to be, how is Houston going to generate offense in the half court, right? Because outside of Sengun, nobody really else had it going. And the abysmal shooting of both Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet, 7 points for Green, 3 for 15 from the field. That's not going to get it done, especially against this Warriors team where every point is going to matter. Every generation of point creation, assisting is going to matter. And he didn't do a good point in that regard. VanVleet had 10 points on 4 of 19 shooting, 2 from 13 from the field, from 3. That's not going to get it done. His inefficiency continues from the regular season, even though he's a good orchestrator of that offense that they desperately need. That's not going to get it done. 7 for 34 between those 2 guys on the floor from your backcourt, especially when you don't have as much offensive creation outside of those 2 guys. It's going to be tough for this Houston Rockets to generate offense. The only hope for these guys is to basically just win on the rebound battle and control that aspect, kind of what they've been doing towards the end of the season when their offense hasn't been clicking, is really just beating up everybody on the boards and getting that type of production on the offensive glass. That's pretty much their only hope in this series. But Golden State, kudos to them. They took care of business game 1, really controlling everything in this game against the Houston Rockets. We'll see what happens in game 2.